Let's talk about Caring for Your Clown Book 3, Letting Go of Things. This is a young adult contemporary sci fi novel following Oliver and his friends as they attempt to navigate various traumas, investigate strange occurrences, and look for ways to stop the evil alien clowns. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. While I found this book a little harder to get into than the first two, which I feel is important to note is only due to a certain missing character, it was just as exciting and packed with terror and devastation. The plot twist, the suspense, the character growth, and of course the ending. Nothing could have prepared me for the way this book played out. Something I really need people to understand is that while this series is classed as sci fi, it's not a very sci fi kind of book. Yes, there are alien clowns, and there's fancy technology, and occasionally other space stuff, but it's largely a contemporary with sci fi elements and features. It's set in a town following some teenagers in high school, and there just happens to be a group of alien clowns up to sneaky things in the middle of it. So if you're avoiding this series because of the sci-fi label, you're doing yourself a disservice. Really though, the character growth in this series is huge, but in this book in particular, we get to see quite a lot of change in some of the characters. We also get a little bit more insight into the lives of some of the side characters, which is exciting and interesting, but also helps us understand them a little bit better and recognize why they are the way they are. There were also a lot of really clever hints about things to come, or things that are happening scattered throughout the first two books that I completely missed and am now very excited to go back and find next time I read them. Reading this book, and every few chapters something happens that has me going, I am both terrified and intrigued by this, is probably the most accurate way I can describe my experience with the series. While I want to see this series get more recognition, I do think it's important to note that it's quite dark. Yes, there are some sweet moments, but it is overall an exploration of trauma and a deep dive into the effects trauma can have on a person and on their lives. So, you know, don't take those content warnings lightly. Speaking of which, content warnings: abuse, physical, emotional, psychological, childhood sexual abuse and assault, miscarriage mentions, bullying, transphobia, medical abuse, suicidal ideation, panic attacks and anxiety, depictions of drug use in this book in particular, and death. Also, possibly loss of loved ones. As a general for the series, yeah. Most of these are for the series. The drug use one, this book, everything else. Whole series. So who would I recommend these to? If a series with a largely queer cast, alien clowns, and lots of trauma sounds good to you, check these out. Especially if you're in the mood for an emotional roller coaster and things that will hurt to read, be sure to have tissues handy. See also Hurt Comfort, Grumpy Sunshine, and an ending that might ruin you and contribute to those trust issues.